happening? What's happening? What's happening? Ah, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? What up, Red? What's going on, man? Y'all know what time it is. Time for the price action read. I felt something on my neck. Hopefully it wasn't no bug. I just felt something on my neck. Time for the price action recap, man. Y'all know it. Where my little I ain't got my tech up there, man. I put my tech up there. Time for the price action recap, man. For today, June 23rd, 2002. For everybody that's on the replay, everybody that's not here live, I just like to say my name is Timothy Lee Rogers. Seems I get on here every night at 6:30, and I just talk about the price action. See what I say, what I saw, say how I felt about it, share what I'm looking forward to, share what I like, what I don't like, and just share my journey, my thoughts, my education, and I would never ever charge anybody for sharing this information. So if you would like to support your boy, if you feel like I deserve some money for doing this right here, you can go to www.thenewtlr.com and buy some merch. That's the only reason why. See that little merch shop right over there? Let me see. Right over there, that merch shop right there. Only reason I made that, cause people want to give me money for doing what I do. I say, I ain't gonna charge you for it, but if you wanna support me, go buy some merch. Go buy some merch. Thank you very much. Sales pitch is over, man. Let's get into it, man. Price say, yeah. What y'all want to start with? Y'all want to start with the ES today, or y'all want to start with Spyleen? Spyleen, where you at? Let's start with Spyleen, man. I like talking to Spyleen. Spyleen, where you at? Let's see what Spyleen doing, man. How is Spyleen trading? Let me move these EMAs out the way. Still got them on there from when I was on there with Zay. As y'all see, we kissed this monthly fair value gap that I was hoping we would get into and go back up. Matter of fact, let's do that. Let's go up to a monthly and let's look back. There it is right there. Monthly fair value gap that we created in between the months of October, November, and December of 2020. We made this monthly fair value gap between October, November, and December of 2020. For anybody tuning in that not part of the Spider Gang or somebody that's new to it, fair value gap is just a gap pattern. I get the term fair value gap from ICT. Shout out ICT on YouTube. It's just a 3-candle pattern where candle 1, which would be this red candle right here. You can't really see the wicks on here all that good. Let me spread it out some. Hopefully y'all can. I can't get all the wicks to show. All right, I think you can see the wicks there. All right, close. The wicks are pretty thin, but anyway. So you got candle 1, which will be this red candle on October. Move add. This big green candle, which will be November, and then this little green candle here, which would be December. And the wick of October comes up to, this 35, 53, 33. And then the bottom wick of December comes here. And as you see, the wick and the wick, they don't it's a gap in between there. So since this candle and this candle don't share price, they don't overlap, that's what people call a gap or a fair value gap or imbalance or something. Whatever you want to call it, that's what it is when I say fair value gap. Right, so we made that fair value gap back then. I wanted to see us come down and get into that fair value gap, then take off. But we kissed it, and then we started to reverse course. Right? Looking at it from a weekly stance. Right? Here we go from a weekly stance. Right now, we are shout out to homie Zay. Zay says we're in no man's land, and which is true. We have come down. We came up under pretty much every low that you can go up under without getting into this monthly fair value gap. We've come down below. Move out the way. Add. We've come down below the week of January 4th, the first week of January 2021. We've come down below the week of January 25th. We've come down below the week of March 1st on this last rundown right here. We've come under all these lows, and we just barely missed that fair value gap, and now we seem to be on what seems to be a rally on this relative short week right here. On this relative short week, we seem to be pushing toward a slight little temporary rally, right? So what I like, whoa, let's do this right here. I'm glad I just thought about this while I'm on here with y'all. So let's see how since I like to look at the SPY, right? I like to look at the SPY, and when you're looking at it, you like, okay, where are we on the SPY, right? What's our next move? What are we gonna do? We already know what the Fed's gonna do. We already, you know what I'm saying, the gas, inflation up. We know the Fed's gonna do, you know what I'm saying. They just did 0.75. They probably gonna do 0.75 again. They saying they willing to even do one whole percentage. We know all of that already, right? Um, Inflation is out of control. Inflation, we got a war with Russia and Ukraine. We know all this economic stuff. The supply chain is out of control. COVID don't exist no more. Monkeypox out there. We know everything, right? We know all of this stuff, right? So we're looking at, okay, now that the market done digested all this bad stuff, when we continue the downtrend, because we are still in an overall downtrend, right? Coming from January, the beginning of January to now. As you can see, we are clearly in a downtrend, right? We are clearly in a downtrend. To the close of today, we 21% down. We still in bear market territory. Or anybody that don't know, once you get past 20% down, that's bear market territory. We still in bear market territory. From January to now, we still down 21% on the SPY. ES, SPX, I'm looking at the SPY. That's what I trade, right? So we're in bear market territory. This last waterfall drop down, that was a whole lot of news digestion. As we all know, we was right here in this consolidation. We was attempting a nice little rally. We got a nice breaking structure right here to the upside. You know what I'm saying? We dilly-dally right here waiting on all the news. As soon as the news came out, bam, unemployment, bam, inflation, bam, something else, rate hikes. It was, I don't know, but it was like bam, 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 back to back to back, all in 1 week. We just died. We dropped all in 1 week, right? 12%, I think it was, all in 1 week. Put us into bear market territory. So now we looking like, where are we? Right? We died, came up, touched this fair value gap right here. Right? That's a full gap, but we came up, we touched this gap right here, right? Once we touch that gap, that's a full gap. That ain't even no, you know what I'm saying? It ain't a 3 counter pattern. It's just a full gap down, right? We got a full gap down. We came up, touched that full gap down, and then we sold back off again, making a new low, right? So this was the previous low we was working with, right? Then we came over here, made a new low, made a new low, came back up, made a new low, made a new low. So we done made 1, 2, 3, 4 new lows in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trading days, right? We done made 4 new lows in the last 5 trading days, right? So now I'm looking at it like, okay, where are we? Where are we trying to get to? How strong are we? How weak are we? We know all the news, and I done said all of that to say, because I just had a thought of what I like to do. I like to go back and look through the the companies. And I'm gonna get to the price action breakdown, but I just had this thought in my head. Hey, I apologize. Y'all just want the price action breakdown. Hey, I'm gonna get to it in a minute. But look here. I just had this thought in my head, but I like to know where we going, where we at, and I like to look at like the strength of the SPY, right? Sometime I'll go through and look at the strength of all the different sectors, but today I just want to go through and check the strength of the SPY. And if you don't know what I mean, sometimes like we done did it all before. Sometimes I come on here and I'll just start going through the SPY ETFs. Like I'll start at XLB at the beginning. I'll start at XLB and see like where the different sectors are. XLB, then go to XLC, you know what I'm saying, and then go through, look, you know what I'm saying, looking at how they are compared, you know what I'm saying, to each other, looking for relative strength. But what I'm gonna do right now, I'm looking at the spot, and I want to go look in the spot, and I want to go through the top five or so, but anywhere between, I might go through the top 10, might go through like 5 or 6, but want to look at the biggest weighting companies in the SPY and try to go through like maybe anywhere from 5 to 10, the top to see, get a rough estimate of how the SPY looking, right? So right now, you see we came down, and now we seem to be trying to make some sort of a rally, because we came down, we made them 4 new lows, like I said. Then we gapped all the way up here and kept a relative strong day. Then we came back down and visited this gap that we made here. Didn't completely fill it, but we came back down and got probably about 50%, maybe a little over 50% of the, well, actually the gap is from down here, so we didn't get 50%, but from the high, you know what I'm saying, we almost got about 50% of the high, right? And then that was a relatively strong day. We gave back half of it. Then today we gapped up again, right, above the 21st. What was that? Monday's high. Tuesday we gapped up above Tuesday's high. I keep saying Monday. We was off on Monday. It was off on Monday. So we gapped above Monday's high, came down, and went by 50% of the body of this candle. Then we pushed back up and we pierced yesterday's high, making a slightly higher high. We made a slightly new high, right? So, all right, so we've made them new lows. We made 1, 2, 3, 4 new lows in the last 5 trading days, and then now today we're starting to make higher highs. Well, this week, so we made a higher high there compared to then, higher high compared then, a higher high today. So 3 days in a row, 1, 2, 3 days in a row, we've made higher highs by a little bit. We ain't blowing it out the water, but by a little bit. So that's why I want to see where we at compared to this here. We still, once we get up here, that'll be a nice breaking structure. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the last swing high that we made. We haven't made a swing high on this side of the leg yet. So this the last swing high we made. So once we get up here, that'll be a nice breaking structure, daily breaking structure to the upside. So looking at that, that's the 15th. So now I want to compare, you know what I'm saying, see what the companies inside the SPY, you know, instead of going through like XLK and all that right there, trying to see where they are compared, I want to go through the top of the what's name. So just gonna take a screenshot of this in my mind, right? So we on our way, we made a new high for yesterday, closed well above yesterday's close, but we still haven't got a breaking structure. So everybody know Apple is the biggest holding in the SPY, right? Looking compared to the overall SPY, Apple is relatively stronger. That's a good sign. It's the biggest weighting on the SPY, and it's relatively stronger than the SPY. Number 2, Microsoft. Microsoft is relatively stronger than the SPY. I ain't gonna hold y'all. I ain't gonna sit here like I know every last one of them off the top of my head. I know most of them. I know Amazon should be next. Should be Apple, Microsoft, Amazon. Y'all still with me? What the company's at? I see the, oh, right there. Tripping. So let's put these side by side. Did I just put the wrong one over there? I did. Okay. All right. So we got Apple, Microsoft, yep, Amazon next. Right? So Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, both relatively strong. Amazon compared to the market, it's relative. As you see, Microsoft, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon all then had a breaking structure to the upside. Amazon got a good break. It broke it here, and this the second day that it's made a higher high after that breaking structure. So that's a good thing. Amazon look like it's well on its way to filling this what's that? Is that the weekly gap down right there? The ninth. When was the ninth? When was the ninth? Nope, that's a Thursday. The weekly gap down would have been on the 13th. Over here, that's the weekly gap down. So Amazon real strong compared to the market. Let's go back. I didn't really look at that on Apple. Yep, Apple got a closure, a nice closure above the breaking structure. It almost broke it yesterday. It just got above it, and then today we got the breaking structure. So we just confirmed the breaking structure on Apple. Microsoft well above it. It broke it yesterday, and then today it got a nice confirmation close above it. What's next? Alphabet. Google. They got both Googles in there. So we'll look at both Googles first, and then we'll look at Tesla. The 15th, boom. Google. Okay, we got to close you up the other day. It's a doji. It's a doji. Now, mind Google, they touched their fair value gap and pushed off it. And then we came down, and then we got a doji right here. So Google may be showing a little bit of strength there because it sold down off of this gap. And then today, when it sold down, it pushed all the way back up. It's a doji, but that's a real bullish doji. I know it sounds crazy, Tim. How can a doji be bullish? A doji is indecision, but that's a real bullish doji because look at where it's at. It's at the top of the counter. It's like it came all the way down here, and the buyers pushed it way back up there. The doji is in the top 3/4 of the counter, so that's a bullish doji in my mind. And it might not be a real thing, but that's what I'm calling it. Let's look at the other Google real quick before we look at Tesla. The other Google, it ain't do as good as the first Google. The A shares, the B shares, C shares, or whatever they C shares ain't do as good as the A shares or B shares, whatever they call it. But it still got that breaking structure still above. It got a little bit deeper into the gap on this one and pushed back down, but it's still it's a red candle, but that's a bullish candle. It's a down, you know what I'm saying? It's red, but it's a bullish candle. You know what I'm saying? It still got upward momentum. That's one reason it's bullish. And it's in the top 3/4 of the body of the trading range. So Google, let's look at Tesla. Tesla relatively stronger than the market because this is the 15th, and the market was like it didn't get up past the 15th high. Tesla, it just closed under the 15th high. It's got the breaking structure, and it came back down, but it just closed up under it. But it did get the breaking structure, so we just made a swing high on Tesla. Now, what I don't like about Tesla, we just made a swing high on Tesla, and this right here, it's a bullish candle, but it is red. You see what I'm saying? It is bullish, so it may, if it's showing a weakness, it may start sliding because we got the swing high right here. Usually when you make like a swing low or a swing high, a lot of times the next day give you that little follow through to the either downside or the upside. Cause see right here how we made that swing low right here, and then the next day we kept pushing up like the momentum went up. So we make that, and right here we make that swing high. See the momentum kept going down. Usually when you make that swing, sometime the next day might continue down. So I don't know, Tesla. We'll look at Berkshire Hathaway. One more. I do the top 10 right there. That's on there. Berkshire. Oh, they weaker than weak. Berkshire Hathaway mad weak. How many of that? That's one out of. How many we did already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just counting Google as one. I ain't counting Google twice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 out of 6. So 1 out of 6 is weak so far. Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson, mad strong. Johnson & Johnson, mad strong. Too bad it only weighed 1.35%. United Healthcare. UNH, Tim, not UND. Oh, they mad strong too. Healthcare boom. Let's look at XLV. What's going on with XLV? Oh, XLV bumping. XLV done got back up. They blew through this gap down right here, and they in this gap with serious momentum. Look at that calendar right there. XLV bumping. Man, shout out to anybody that swung some calls on XLV, because XLV was not on my radar. I promise you. Nvidia for the last one. Nvidia is kind of remind me of Tesla. It's still relatively stronger than the market, but it's kind of reminding me of Tesla. See how we had that swing? See, we made that swing high right there. At the end of the day, we kind of pushed that momentum. We did rally at the end. I give it that. I like that because we made that swing high. See how that momentum on the next day we kept going down, but we filled in this gap, and then at the end we rallied at the end. I do like that. So tomorrow Nvidia may see a little bit of momentum up, or may just go sideways. But since we got this gap and rallied, I think Nvidia probably gonna be all right tomorrow. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I count Google as both of them the same. So that's 9. That's 9 out of the, well, that's 10 of the top 10, but I count Google as the same. So 1 out of the top 10 is weaker than the SPY. So that's a good sign to me. You know what I'm saying? Even though we even though we in a downtrend, that's a good sign to me for this this seeming like a temporary rally. That helped me. I feel a little bit better about that, because my end of June goal, which is next Friday, is getting back to this weekly gap down right there around 390. Around 390. That's what my goal for next week is, to get back there. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully we can go ahead tomorrow. I ain't gonna hold you. The way, let's go over here to the price section. The way I was sitting here at the end of the day watching this trade, and right here around 8,100, 3,800, right here around 3,800, the way the ES was fighting with 3,800, I ain't even gonna hold you. Once it poked through 3,100, that thing jumped up here like a rocket. It just jumped straight. It was like, once it poked through, once it got through that 3,800, it poked up there and touched that. That's the same, that's the same buy side liquidity that I had put up there this morning. Once it poked through, that 3,800 was a beast. It was like relentless. Shout out to homie Zay. Zay said we need to close above 3,800 or we dying. Man, that 3,800 was a beast. Once we poked through there, it shot through like a. You ever seen Dr. Pimple Popper when they be squeezing the thing and you be waiting, and then when it finally pop, it be like skeet. You know what I'm saying? That's how it was when it poked through there. And so that left us with some relative equal highs right there. And as you see, we never came down and took this sell side liquidity from the overnight low. You know what I'm saying? We traded down and we kissed this fair value gap one more time, and we left this sell side liquidity down here. And then we came up taking this liquidity there that I didn't even mark that, because that transpired late on in the day. And we went up and we kissed this buy side. We didn't run it. We just came up and kissed it and then pushed back down, which also this high right here, I want to say it aligns with another high back here somewhere. Yep, right there on the 14th. What is that? The 14th. Yep, it's real close to that. Let's go to the daily candle so I can see, because I think it aligned with another high somewhere. When I looked at the daily candles, I was like, okay, it's all of that's kind of lining up. Let's look at that real quick. So yeah, right there on the 14th. Right there on the 14th, that's all in that same little area right there, all within my target. I was like, if we get through this buy side liquidity, that was my target there, and that 3,800 was a bell. We never got through it. We barely poked it, so we never hit that. Right, we never hit that upside target right there. Oh, speaking of never hit that, let me share with y'all my trade that I got faked out on today. Today, if y'all ain't noticed the thumbnail, man, let me show you what today was. If y'all ain't noticed the thumbnail, today was straight up. It was straight up chop suey, man. Today was straight up chop suey. You know what I'm saying? Well, Tim, why you say today was chop suey? I'm glad you asked that question, little Timmy Rogers. I'm glad you asked that question. Right here we go. So this the London run up until like 7:30, right? This when we hit them with the Judy swing. When I talk about we had the Bullets Judy swing over there, came down, ran them out. You know what I'm saying? Came down, ran stops, came up, ran stops, right? We was doing the same thing during the New York. We came over here. Where is it? Right here. This is the open. This is the New York Open calendar right here, right? So we came down, went up on the hill, ran stops, wick back up. See how we came down, ran stops, wick back up. Came up, ran stops above these highs right here. Came down, ran stops up under all this right here, filled this fair value gap. Came back up, ran stops, chop suey. You know what I'm saying? We ran stops in the morning, ran stops again, ran stops at lunch, ran stops at the end of the day. Chop suey, up down, up down, up down. Now the trade that bust me in the head was this morning when we took off. Where is it? Right here? We came down. Right, I had some sell side liquidity right here. I had a line here earlier today. It was right here for sell side liquidity right there. We went down into that sell side liquidity, right? Because I said I want to come down, run this liquidity, leave these down here, and go back up and get that liquidity there. When we came down, you see on this 15-minute candle right here, we can make sure y'all can see that. We came down on this 15-minute candle right here, the 10 o'clock candle. We came down, ran the liquidity because I had a line right here, had a line right there, ran, and we wicked back up, right? That's my setup on the 15-minute. Remember, my rules say I need to see it start setting up on the 15-minute, right? So on the 15-minute, I get a liquidity run right here. We came down, ran sell side, right? Came right here into this potential order block over here, and then we wick back up. Boom. That's my first cue. You know what I'm saying? That's one sign of what I'm looking for. It's setting up on the 15-minute, right? So boom. Once I saw that, I dropped down to the 5-minute, right? Looking at the 5-minute, I ain't seeing nothing I really like. This when we came down, we ran, the sell side was right here. We ran it, boom, wick back up. Super strong, right? We wick back up super strong right there. The next candle over, we came up right there, right? So we got us a fair value gap here, right? So I'm watching that fair value gap, but it ain't super pretty on the 5-minute. So I said, okay, I'm just going to drop down and see what it looked like on the 1-minute, right? Drop down, look for what it looked like on the 1-minute, right? Uh-oh, hold up. I done clicked the wrong thing, right? So looking at it on the 1-minute, here we go, right? Sell side, right up under here. We come down. Now, on the 1-minute, oh, it's looking beautiful, right? We come down, we run the sell side under here, then we blast off, come all the way back up here, running these highs, right? We blast off. When we come up here, we got a nice fair value gap right there, right? Come all the way up here, running these highs, right? So, say when we trading back down, boom, I'm coming in at the bottom of this fair value gap right here, right? At the bottom of this fair value gap right here, it came down, picked me up, right? And right about here is where I knew I was in trouble. Right here on this green candle, because it went acting real funny. I said, yeah, I might. No. This red candle here start acting real. I said, yeah, I might be in trouble. Right? So it came down. I got a little nervous. Then it started pushing back up. I said, oh, I might be good. Right? So went over, start editing the church videos, all that right there. And then next thing I know, I hear stop field. What? That thing had to sold down and retest that liquidity again. Came back down because the liquidity was right over here. Right there. That was where the liquidity was right there. That thing that came back down and gave a OTE entry right here on the liquidity. Now, if you took it off of ICT OTE entry this second time right here, oh, you was gravy. But if you took it off the fair value gap like I did, see, boom, right there, come down to that 80% OTE entry, and then you was Gucci. It was gone. I text Lex, I said, this thing just faked me out and watch it pop. And then as soon as it faked me out, boom, look at it, ran up there. Because my target was above these highs up here. That was my initial target, was above these highs here, and it went all the way up. Went all the way up over there. Hit my target, gone. See you bye. It happened to the best of us. You can't cry over spilled milk, man. That was it. I like to keep it real with y'all. I don't like to just get on here and be like, oh yeah, I'm trading, I'm winning every trade I make. And I don't. And I don't. Now, looking at it later, as you can see, during 13, 15 right here, when I don't trade, perfect entry on the 15-minute candle right here. Remember this morning when I was talking about this fair value gap right here? I was like, I ain't gonna mark this fair value gap out because we already visited it. And if we stay bullish, I really don't want to see us coming down. I wanted us to keep pushing up. But this doggone 3,800 was relentless. It had to come back down to get his big brother. Came down into this fair value gap, went a little bit under it, but the first one, that first candle, touched it perfectly, right? But I don't trade during this time, and I had already took my one trade for the day. I wouldn't have been able to take it anyway. But when that thing came down, perfect execution on the 15-minute candle. If I would have been if I traded during this time, or if I hadn't lost it, lost that one trade, that would have been my entry right there. Beautiful entry on the 15-minute, and that thing just sunk all the way back up. Let's say if somebody took that off the gap, not even from the bottom, off the bottom of the gap, not from the low, 37.47. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my calculator, because my math ain't gonna be math, and I already know it. 37.47.75 was that? 37.47.50. Right? And let's just say your target was this 3805, the liquidity, 3805.50. So 3805.5 minus 3747.50. 3747.50. Wee. That's a 58 piece. Whoo. Beautiful. Beautiful execution, delivery on the 15-minute. And it's during the time when I don't trade. I don't trade at 1 o'clock, between 1 and 1:30. I trade in the morning between 9:30 and 11, and then sometime I do it in the afternoon between 2/2:30 to 4. You know what I'm saying? I don't trade during from like 11 to 1:30. I be doing lunch, doing other stuff, hanging out with family. Oh man, we went to this place today. It was called Taco Tuesdays. Oh my goodness. When I tell you, that food was so delicious. That was my first time ever eating what them things called, baby? The corn with the stuff on it. Elotes. I think it's called elotes or something. Oh my goodness. That thing is corn with some kind of mayonnaise looking stuff on it, but it ain't mayonnaise. It's some kind of, oh my God, that's so good. That was my first time trying that. Man, that place was delicious. Hey, but yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got for the price action review, man. And looking at how the top 10 for the SPY is, I'm feeling decent about this rally. Now, do I think they're going to fake us out tomorrow and give us a fantastic Friday? Because every other Friday been like a free fall Friday. We need a fantastic Friday, man. If anybody in the chat is is of the praying dispensation, somebody say, oh, here to learn. Chef said elotes or corn in the cup. It was a piece of corn. It was corn on the cob with some stuff on top of it. Looked like some sprinkle like some black pepper or something on top of it, and they had like a little lime on the side. And man, that sauce, whatever that sauce was on there, it looked like some colored mayonnaise, but it was so delicious. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to look it up now. Y'all got me thinking about it. How you spell it? Elotes. Elotes. That's what it looked like right there. That's what it looked like right there. The crumbs wasn't that big on it. The one we had, it was it looked, it's like people cook it different, but see how they got like, you say they want the line, the third row here. It wasn't. Nah, it wasn't really that. It wasn't really like that. It looked more like the first. But anyway, elotes. It was so good, and then it had like little, you know what I'm saying? It was like how it this looked more white, but theirs like had like a pinkish tint to it. They mayonnaise had like a pinkish tint to it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm saying, man, it probably ain't even mayonnaise. Let me get back to what I was talking about, man. I done forgot. Think about them elotes. Let us pray for tomorrow rally. Oh yeah, if you're in the praying mindset, let's hope they give us a fantastic Friday. I'm looking for a fantastic, because we done had free fall Friday after free fall Friday after free fall Friday. I'm sick of it. Let's get us a fantastic Friday. And looking at the strength of the SPY, the strength of the top 10 of the SPY, and looking at the strength of the SPY, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, look how we finished today compared to how we finished yesterday. Like, we gave back half the gains yesterday. And then today, you know what I'm saying? It's like we came all the way down here, and then we rallied all the way, slightly made a new high, and then sold back off a little bit, took a break. Because you want to take a break at the end of the day. You don't want to just run hot. You want to ebbs and flows. So tomorrow, let's go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, bump us up. Let's get that closure above 380. Let's get that closure above 3,800 on the SPX. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that closure above 3,800. Let's get that closure above 380. And then that way, boom. You know what I'm saying? That'll set us up for next week to be a beautiful week. We above that right here. See right here? This 38. Oh, what's this low right here on the SPX? The low is 38.10.32. We need us a closure above 38.10.32. Well, Tim, why you pick that? The reason why I picked that, little Timmy Rogers, is because that's where we broke structure at when we did that free fall. We broke structure right here, and everybody that trade support and resistance, they looking at this right here, because last time we touched it, last time we got above that 38.10 32, we sold back down and dropped. See what I'm saying? We touched it, sold back down, closed below it, and then dropped. So now, this week, we need to get us a closure above that 38.10, 32, and that's going to get the bulls a little bit more confidence, because and then everybody going to be like, oh, this resistance failed. We got a closure above that resistance. And then Monday, if we pop up and stay above it, oh, man, we good to go for a nice little, you know what I'm saying? We good to go for a nice little rally to get us back to 3,900 by the end of the month. You know what I'm saying? But I just like to share my thoughts, man. That's all I got for the price action review, man. I'm about to put the link in the chat, and then I'm start going through the chat to see if anybody got anything to say. Blow through with force. Boom. All right, the link in the chat, man. There go the link. If anybody want to pull up, ask a question. Anybody want to pull up, share their thoughts. Anybody want to say anything that I might have missed. If you want to share anything that I might have missed, you're welcome to pull up. You're welcome to pull up. The link is in the chat. Let me see. And don't forget, man, like everybody that's up in here, make sure you put something in the chat so I can see your name, see that you live with me, because like I say, I went through like all the names I can remember, and y'all IG names don't be the same as your YouTube names. So I was struggling trying to find you, but I put in as many names I can, and IG only let me put 31 other people besides myself in the group. 32 people is the max the group a whole, and I'm lazy. I ain't making multiple groups. I ain't sending the link out. I made one group that I'm gonna send the link to, and so if all 32 people ain't pulling up every time, I'm gonna start replacing people. You know what I'm saying? For folk that want to tune in live and then usually watch it on the replay if you ain't got time to, hang out with us. He lying. He just the people who bought merch. Man, get it. As a matter of fact, Travis, I ain't get a chance to put Travis Scott in, and Mark just volunteered his spot to Travis Scott, man. Mark just volunteered his spot to Travis Scott, man. Hey, I don't see nothing. I'm going through the chat. I don't see nothing. What up, Red? What up, Devario? What up, Mr. Darren? What up, Lil Hawk? Lil Hawk, one of the ones who name don't match on IG. I was looking for Lil Hawk for like an hour. What's up, Craig? What's up, Tiffany? KDJ, here to learn and share, here to learn and share, always pulling up. You ain't never got to worry about getting put out here to learn and share. What's up, Devin? What's up, Tiffany? BD, the homie BD with all his jokes. BD be texting me with the foolery. What up, Rhonda? Who else in here? Who else in here? I said all that. That's it. I appreciate y'all, man. I don't see nothing. I don't see nothing in the chat. I don't see nobody that done pulled up. I guess everybody like what I said. Either everybody agree with what I said. Oh yeah, Red. I know your IG name. I know your IG name. That's why you in here, cause I know your IG name. Yeah, let me see. I don't know, man. I lost my train of thought. I see y'all in the morning. That's 9 o'clock to do the overnight price section. I think I was clear on what I expect to see out the SPY, why I expect to see it. I thought about looking at the relative strength compared, and that's a good sign for real in my mind. That like the top 10, only one out of the top 10 of the SPY is relatively weaker than the overall market. The other 9 of the top 10 are relatively stronger than the market, and XLV been bumping. Let me see what's going on. Let me do this real quick. I done went off on a tangent now. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna go to Sector Spider and look at XLV real quick. If you ever want to know like what the company's doing in a particular sector, you can go to sectorspider.com and look at, why is this not pulling up? You can go to sectorspider.com and look at the like you got the different sectors, right? And I want to look at healthcare right now, right? So right now it's selected on the SP 500, so it's showing you all the companies that's in the S&P 500, right? And for today, the company that had the largest amount of gains today was Autodesk. It was 8.3%. It was a electron. It's in the tech sector, 8.43. But like if you click on one of the sectors, right? We're gonna look at healthcare. If I click on healthcare, it show you all the healthcare companies over here to the side. And if you click on, you can sort this, right? So right now, for today, there was only 3 companies, 1, 2, 3 companies in the healthcare sector that were red on the day, right? Because I sorted it to the lowest to the highest. Only 3 of them was red for today, right? So they bumping. Align Technology had the most gains today at 6.82%. Healthcare was bumping today. Let's look at healthcare year to date. Healthcare year to date, they down. They moving money from energy to healthcare. They move money from energy to healthcare today. You can see that because year to date, healthcare is down, right? So today, money came out of energy. Energy was down 3.71%. And a lot of that money went into healthcare. Healthcare was up 2.24%. They took money out of energy, put it in healthcare. They put it in XLU, put it in utilities. They put some money in tech. They put some money in real estate. They put some money in everything except for financials, industrials, and basic materials. Everything else, it was almost a broad-based rally. You know what I'm saying? I don't consider it a broad-based rally when unless all the sectors be moving together in the same direction. You know what I'm saying? This was real close to broad base, but you know what I'm saying? Healthcare is one of the top four. You got tech, you got discretionary, you got financials, and you got healthcare. You know what I'm saying? Those the top four. As far as waiting on the S&P. So yeah, they moved some money out of that energy and put it into other ones, and healthcare was bumping. I got caught off on a tangent, man. I wanted to see how healthcare did for the day. Let's go back 5 days and look at healthcare. Oh, healthcare been bumping for the last week. Over the last week, healthcare up 2.9%. But we saw that on the chart. We saw that on the chart when we looked at it right here. When I was like healthcare was bumping. See, you can see that right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over the last 5 days right there. And that's a visual. We'll look at the candles. And this right here over the last 5 days got 2% over the last 5 days. And over the last 5 days, you got a few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 healthcare names that's negative over the last week. DaVita is the worst over the last week, but you got 19 names over the last week that's negative out of all the different companies that's in there. So if you got 20, so that's just says 20 on the page. What was it? 20 on the page. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's 60. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 64 names that's in the XLV. Look like it's 64 names based off of what I'm seeing here. 64 names in there. 19 out of the 64 down over the last week. You know what I'm saying? Not by much merch. You got a few of them. You got a few of them that's slightly down, and then you got one of them. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. You got a few of them that's over like anywhere from 1 to 10%. Then the rest of them is less than 1%. So yeah, that ain't bad. Healthcare bumping. Anyway, man, I got caught up on a tangent. I apologize for that, man. I'll what you say, Red? New home sales shouldn't affect the market too. Nah, I don't think so. Chop Suey was right all over the place. Yes, it was. Yeah, man, I'll see y'all in the morning at 9 o'clock to do the overnight price action. And then I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 6:30 to do the weekly wrap up. If y'all in the Columbus, Georgia area, pull up on your boy on July the 2nd. 3000 Macon Road at the Columbus Public Library. If you can't make it to Columbus, I will stream it live so you can share it with your friends and family that that got a chance to tune into the first part, streaming live on YouTube, so you get a chance to tune into the second part. Today was not a day to have trade. You're right. I got busted in the head. I got chop suey. Today was chop suey. It was money to be made, but you know what I'm saying? I took the trade in the morning when I should have took it in the afternoon. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man, at 9 o'clock. Appreciate y'all. Gone.